This is Lori.
Hi, Lori. This is Ryan, and I'm the purchase manager. It looks like Alex actually spoke with you over the phone about your interest in selling your house.
Yes, she did.
Great. I am calling back to verify that all the information Alex took in is correct to make sure that we can get you the best offer and so that we can come to an agreement at the end of this call to purchase your property. Lori, is this a good time for you?
Yes, it is.
Perfect. And it does look like I have this number. Is this the best number to contact you on?
It is.
It's the best number. Great. Do you happen to have an alternative number?
We have a landline. I can give you as well.
Okay.
1971.
Okay, so I have 1971.
That's correct.
Perfect, and it does look like I have your email address, which is great. Lori, I just do want to confirm that you did call us because you have a house you're hoping to sell.
That's correct.
That's correct. Fantastic. We are definitely looking for another house to buy right now, and your house sounds like the kind we've been looking for too. Alex marks here that the property is not currently listed. We are definitely looking for another house to buy right now, and your house sounds like the kind we've been looking for too. Tenant occupied. That is no problem. Is the tenants on a month-to-month or lease contract?
It should be month-to-month now because when the lease expired in March, and I asked our manager to put them month-to-month, so it should be.
Okay, no problem.
So again, you see the conversation. Again, you always verify phone numbers, etc. Great tonality, calm. One of the things that I do is like I always tell my guys to call as you're the employee. You're not the boss. You're not the buyer. You're just somebody that got hired to make this call. So you don't really know what's going on with anything as far as buying, selling, prices. You're just there to ask questions and see if we can come to an agreement as far as the information that we need to know to be able to be make the seller an offer.
How much are they paying monthly?
$895 or $890.
$895 or $890. Okay.
I'd have to look at my statement out.
Okay, asking about. Let's see what asking about mortgages. Where the mortgage at? The seller, is it personally lived by the client or is the seller renting it?
I don't have it in front of me.
That's no problem. Lori, I also did want to ask you, what do you believe the max you could rent this house for?
Okay, you ask how much the rent's for, and then you question her. Well, if it's because again, I always get the question where, oh, I'm actually renting it for $800, but it could rent for 12. Like, why then? And I always put it, well, wow, you're too nice of a person. If I could rent it for 12, I'll rent it for 12. I will never rent it for 7. Again, that's $700. That's $500 that I want to keep in my pocket. And they laugh, but then you're literally questioning them. If you, again, knowing that if you could rent for 12, you rent it for 12. Most people will not rent it for less if it can rent for 12.
I don't know. I know they haven't raised the rent in the last 2 years, but we have the same tenant in there for about 3-ish years, 3-4 years. So we just kind of let the property manager handle that. So I'm not really know enough about the market probably to take a guess if it could be more or not.
Okay, no problem at all. And we are speaking about 50 cents, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. Alex also mentions to me that when you guys were speaking about the condition of the property, you said that there's about $10,000 in repairs and upgrades. Is that correct?
Well, I would probably say more like upgrades. Because we have to keep the house obviously in repair, and the manager takes care of that. But can always use, I'm sure, new paint and new carpet and things like that.
Okay, perfect. And that is no problem. We do buy houses in any condition, from the ugliest to the most beautiful.
Okay, reassuring the client that having a bad, ugly house doesn't matter. We still buy properties that are ugly or properties that are good. That shouldn't be an issue for them.
And we actually don't ask our sellers to do any work or repairs at all. And we do buy the houses, like I had said, in any condition. So once we buy the house, we will be the ones making all those repairs or updates if necessary, okay?
Okay.
Lori, do you mind if I ask what's causing you to want to sell this property?
Yeah, it's been a rental of ours.
Again, here they're asking what's causing them to sell the house. The way that I changed it is to, well, it sounds like a great house. Again, is there any issues with the neighborhood? Or why are you selling? You see the little pause? Or why are you selling? If somebody's trying to sell a property, they're gonna make sure that they know that you know that the property area is great, that it's not the area that's wrong. It's just, oh, no, nothing wrong with the house, it's just this. Or there's nothing wrong with the area, it's just this. That's the way that you can try to get the question out, because sometimes clients are like, well, I don't care. What should you care about? Why am I selling the house? Just give me a damn offer. Because it's happened to me before, that's why I changed it. Where I asked, well, again, wow, sounds like a pretty nice house. Again, is the area okay? Or why are you selling? See that little, oh, is the area okay? Or why are you selling? That kind of deflates their, well, just give me an offer kind of argument, as far as it's just an objection that we don't buy. So that's why that works for me.
For about 17 years, and we don't live in that town anymore, and it's just a kind of a hassle. So we're just ready to be done with it. We had another property, we also sold it too. We're just kind of getting out of the rental business.
Getting out of the rental business, I understand. So it looks like, since it's not in the same town.
Perfect. Again, that's a great question. That's a great opening question where, oh, you really get out of the rental business? Yeah, it happens. Again, my boss, his wife, he had to retire his wife's parents because of the same issue. They were getting up in age and they were not looking forward to any rental issues, But again, they had like 10 houses. Do you have more than one? You leave it as an open-ended question. You leave it as an open-ended question. Maybe they have more.
Probably be a little bit more difficult to make sure that the upkeep is going correctly on the house.
Well, I mean, that's why we have a property manager, so.
Oh, right. And we can certainly help you with that. What have you done so far to try and sell this house?
And again, this is a great question. Well, perfect. It sounds like a great house, ma'am. Again, you can get a better price with a real estate agent. Have you tried getting a real estate agent out there and going through it, give you all the repairs that it needs to make sure that it passes inspections? And I know they're gonna charge you a little bit of commission, but again, what's 12% if you sell it for the top price? When you have that conversation with the seller, like no. But the thing that we do is we try to push them towards where we don't want them to go, so they can realize that, oh shit, realtor can come here. Oh, realtor can come here and do a walkthrough and tell me what's wrong with my house and give me what I need to do as far as repairs and whatever. It's only 12% to sell, but again, it's still more because you're getting a higher price. They're like, oh, wait a second, I don't want to pay that. I don't want to pay that. Why? Because you're cutting off the legs of the stool before they even try to sit on it. You're trying to tell them, oh, well, you can do this. And they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. And trust me, it works, because you're literally giving them an option and making them face the option there in the beginning of the conversation. Then instead of going through the conversation, oh, actually, well, let me try to listen and see what happens. We don't want that. Option there in the beginning.
We've had some other investors interested in it. We've never listed it or anything like that. So just kind of word of mouth and that kind of thing.
Okay, no problem. So word of mouth. And do you have to sell this house?
Okay, here, little thing that I'm dropping the ball, and that's why we always keep on reviewing this call so we can get better, right? Why, again, that question, I had other investors out there. Again, the thing that you say again, oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, investors are always gonna be your best option if you just want to sell it quick as is and everything. But I'm surprised, again, most investors will buy it at around the same price. What happened to those investors? How come they didn't want to buy it? Did they see something that they didn't like, or they just didn't have the money to buy it right there and then? because she gave you an objection. She's told you, oh, actually, no, yeah, actually, no, we have so many people here. We actually had investors that came, walked, and saw the house. Oh, really? Well, how come you didn't sell it? What happened? How come you didn't sell it? I always question the sellers on their BS.
In order to buy the next one or meet future goals?
And yeah, sellers are liars.
No, we just want to
get rid of it.
Stop being landlords.
I understand. I definitely understand, and that is no problem. It just makes us a perfect buyer for you because we're not looking for a house to live in. We can actually buy your house and close on the date of your choice. So with that being said, when would you say is the soonest you would be able to sell your house and close escrow by?
Well, I guess, as long as the tenant is handled.
Again, perfect. You can, when there's like, okay, perfect. Yeah, I want to sell it. You know what? Well, sounds good, ma'am. You know what? Don't worry about that. Well, when do you want to get your check? You want to put it in their head. When do you want to get your check? Okay. It's already closed, everything. They already went through the negotiation. They know they're going to sell it to you. And now you put it in their head. Oh, when do you want to get your check? It works.
Properly. We're flexible on that. We live an hour and a half away from.
Remember, most clients don't deal with real estate transactions. So again, let's try to keep away from the words of escrow and closing. Just keep it simple. When do you want to get your check? Simplicity is always good, and it kind of alleviates. It kind of puts you in the same level playing field as a seller. Oh, it's just a person that they don't talk about escrow. They don't talk about taxes. They don't talk about that. Just talk about checks, agreements, let's sell, etc.
In that town, I assume you use lawyers in the town, or how do you handle closing?
Yeah, we do work with closing attorneys, and that's pretty much where all that is taken care of. As far as the tenants, would it be a problem evicting them, or would we need to take action?
Well, if they're on the month-to-month, we could give 30 days notice. I didn't know if you all buy it and keep them in there and then give notice. Our previous home, we just gave him notice, and then he moved out, and the investor bought it. But,
right.
I don't know how y'all like to do that.
A lot of the time, that's the easiest way because you and the tenant are on the same contract, and we're not on there. So it helps us out a bit. So you said that you would need to at least give them a 30-day notice?
Well, yeah, if they're on month-to-month, I know it's 30 days.
Okay, no problem at all. And if this property doesn't sell, how is that going to affect your plans?
Nothing. We've been kind of sort of trying to sell it for the last 3 years, so we just keep renting it. So
again, there's no pain point there. That's a good question. Like, well, what happens if it doesn't sell? You want to see if there's any pain point that you can use as leverage. If they say, well, man, I really want to make it to my daughter's first grader where her kid goes to first grade, so I can help her out. So again, you want to ask that question so you can have leverage. Like, oh wow, when it comes to price, well, let's say, oh, we're 100, ma'am. You want 120. Well, ma'am, I know you wanted 120. I know you've been selling it for almost 3 years. You do tell me that the reason why you're selling it is because you want to move closer to your daughter, so you can help her out with her first grader. Well, let me ask you this: what's more important, you keeping this house and trying to get it at your price, or are you going to your daughter's house nearby and enjoy time with your granddaughter? Just again, I'm a little bit confused here. And you put, again, this is where the guts comes in. It's kind of tough questions, but again, it works.
Just keep renting. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. And I just want to make sure Alex put this in correctly, that you believe the house to be worth somewhere around $125 in today's market?
Yeah, like retail, yeah.
Like retail, okay.
Well, like if you were listing it, like not through.
Okay, perfect. You want to ask clients. Well, I always ask the clients. Some people don't want to ask the client. I ask the clients, like, I want to make sure that I get to the point and they don't see me as being just BSing around. I know you want to build rapport. That's great. But again, you can build rapport quickly in the beginning. Quick questions about the house, etc. But then when it comes to the point, it gets to the point, and again, don't BS around the bush. Again, go straight. Oh, how much do you think it's worth? Some people say, well, I don't know, give me an offer. Okay, perfect. Well, And this is where I give him a, let me just turn it.
Group for an investment.
And this is where I give him a validation. How? There's one thing that everybody that's a homeowner gets. It's the tax values, right? They get their yearly tax values. Because I know for a fact they do know how much they want for the house, and they do know how much the house is worth, but they don't want to tell you. They just want to keep you there and BSing you around. Okay, oh, perfect. Okay, yeah, I understand. Well, I do see here that last year the county appraisal district, they hired this new appraisal company called Make Up a Name to make it more solid. Let's say it was Edwards and Sons appraisal company. They have pretty good ratings as far as how they evaluate the properties, and they value your property last year at actually 110. Is that an accurate price, or is it a little bit lower, or it's a little bit higher? And then you pause. Again, remember, in my area, if you buy close to CAD value, which is the county appraisal district value, it's a good purchase price. Again, but most sellers are gonna say, oh, that's too low. So they do know the price, they just don't want to tell you. But if you buy the objection, they just keep on, you'll keep on going. But if you stop and okay, well, actually, again, make up the story. They say that they evaluated for 110. Is that an accurate price? Is it a little bit lower, a little bit higher? And then wait for them. Most likely, 99% of the time, they're gonna say, no, it's actually, no, that's too low. I want, okay, no, perfect. It's perfect. You know, sometimes they don't have access to the inside the house, so they can give you an accurate price. But what price are you thinking? How much more or do you think it's worth? Now you have a number. Now you have a number in their mind that they gotta counter. They gotta basically what's it called, compare it against. So then you stop and you ask them, okay, well, what do you think it's worth? And then they give you a number.
Right. Okay. And is that an as-is price or putting in perfect condition price?
That would probably be good condition, probably not perfect.
Good condition, not perfect. And I know you said there wasn't too many repairs, just upgrades. So do you think that'd be closer to an as-is condition?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked at it in a little bit myself, but I mean, our manager hasn't told us that we need to do anything, so I'm not sure.
Okay, that is no problem. I'll just go ahead and put as-is condition.
Okay.
Let's see here. And there.
So again, she's giving you a retail price as an as-is condition. So again, remember, okay, perfect. You can always say, okay, perfect. So you think it's worth this much as an as-is condition? Like, yeah, okay. Well, I am looking here, and then this is where you bring another property. This is where you're supposed to always, before you get on a call, kind of research the area, what's sold, the highest sold comparable, the lowest sold comparable, and then you compare the properties. And I was, well, actually, your house sits on orange. Yes. Well, there's a house on purple. Do you know where the purple's at? Yes. Well, there's a house on 1321, and we actually spoke to the agent. They sold that house in 2020 or 2022 for $89,000, and I got the pictures here in front of me from the seller, from the agent, and the pictures are kind of similar to yours. Again, square footage is more or less likely the same. How do you think that house compares to yours? And you question them on their value, because they're saying it's worth 120 or 130 as is, but then you saw comparable, because all you want to do is you want to be able to have the client justify his numbers to you. The way you have him justify your numbers to you is by giving evidence, not thinking or evidence. Sold on purple, similar condition, similar size, similar location, this much. What's the difference between that and yours?
Mortgage on the property?
Yes, there is.
There is a mortgage on the property, okay. And that's of $56,000, correct?
Well, I was a little off on that. It's more like 52.
More like 52. Okay.
Asking for the mortgage.
No problem.
Why you want to ask for the mortgage and in just a smooth way like that? Because you want to know how much more you need to pay. Or let's say if it's a deal at 70, okay, well, it sounds you're 52. Again, if we were to do, forget about the mortgage, forget about paying any closing costs, forget about the commission, forget about the repairs, I'll pay the appraisal, I'll pay the inspection, I'll pay the survey. how much do you need to walk away with? Remember, you already know the mortgage is a 52, but one of the things, when I used to work for a DirecTV agent, and at first you were like, you don't want to ask this what's it called, personal questions. Financial things is a personal question, until they told you it just ask it. They're calling you for a reason, just ask it. So when they used to call us on DirecTV, can you verify your last 4 of your social? Da-da-da-da. And that's something that changed, because before they didn't ask, they just asked for the last person, last name, address, and the phone number. But then something happened, they start asking for privacy and policies and procedures. Can I have the last 4 of your social? At first, people didn't want to ask because that was a personal question. But then they're like, okay, it's good, just say it. And it just became, just say it nonchalant, like nothing happened. Okay, perfect. Well, you said it wasn't paid for. What's the balance on your mortgage, more or less? Like that, straight to the jugular. Okay, perfect. You say it's not paid for. I'm looking here at my notes. What's the balance on your mortgage, more or less? Just say it. If you say it with that affirmative talk, as far as that confident talk, they're not even gonna question you. And if they say, well, what do you want to know in that question? Well, we need to know how much we need to pay from the mortgage once the attorney handles all that transaction.
And what are the monthly mortgage payments on that?
I don't know why you all need to know that.
There's a question. There's a, why would you need to know that? Let's see how she reacts.
Okay, that is no problem. And it just helps us create the best offer for us to purchase your house, because sometimes we do have different ways of buying them, such as taking over the loan and helping your credit. So we would make the payments, but that's fine. That's no problem at all.
Okay.
Lori,
Great response. Yeah, because sometimes we have different ways of as far as exit strategies or what we want to do with the property. Maybe this house, we might be able to rent it. And if I know that I can rent it for 800, I might be able to pay you a little bit more. But if you don't tell me, I'm going to assume that it's the worst house in the block and I got to rent it for 300. So I got to base my number on that. So I know the reason why we ask this question is because I can give you the best price, and my boss can give you the best price for your house. It's like when you buy a car at a dealership, and you want to open the hood and check the tires. Because if you don't, then I'm going to assume it's the worst car. It has messed up engine. The water doesn't work. The transmission doesn't work. It has old tires. So I'm going to give you my price based on what I'm thinking. I don't think you want that. I don't think a salesman want that. They want to give you they want to get the highest price for the property. So the higher price comes with the highest information that I can get.
I do want to tell you a little bit about what we do, what we can do for you, and the benefits we do provide. We do buy houses like yours all the time, and we actually pay all the costs. So if you were to go through a real estate agent, we pay for all those things, as far as the real estate commission and the title insurance. We also pay for the escrow fees and transfer tax, and we also do pay for the termite clearance and roof certifications, and that list just goes on and on.
That's good. You're telling them, again, we'll pay for commission, we'll pay for closing. I always throw, I'll pay for commission, I'll pay for the closing, I'll pay for the repairs, I'll pay for the inspections, I'll pay for the appraisal, I'll pay for the termite inspection, I'll pay for the survey, I'll pay for the roof certification. Because they're knowing that, oh shit, if they don't pay it, then I gotta pay it when I sell it. And most likely they will. Again, most sellers, it's customary that the seller pays for the appraisal, pays for the inspection, pays for the closing costs, pays for the inspection, pays for the repairs, pays for the termite certification. And then sometimes at the end, it doesn't even close. They're stuck with those prices, and now they're gonna start from zero again.
And like I had mentioned before, we do buy the properties in an as-is condition, and we are going to assume the responsibility for all of the needed repairs or upgrades, whether we have seen them already or not. I know you said you have tenants in the home, so this one's really cool. One of the positive factors about selling us your house is that you or whoever is living in it can stay there for as long as they need to, and we can still get you the money on the date of your choice. When we buy,
again, making it easy for the seller. I always tell sellers, all you gotta worry about signing right now and signing at the closing table for your check. That's it. Again, anything else, I'll handle everything. All you gotta do is give me access. You know what? Hey, ma'am, I need access for this. 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 Or once the title comes back, hey, this come out. What's going on? Can we fix this? Can we do an affidavit of heirship? Can we do a affidavit of identity? Again, that's the things that it makes it convenient, because those things, if unfortunately, realtors probably will have a hard time, and will tell a seller, you need to do this. You need to handle this. You need to do this affidavit ownership. You need to do the probate. You need to do this. We handle that part. But by us telling them that, they know, oh shit, they kind of, maybe the route for them was through the realtor was looking real good. And now we're telling all this about the having the realtor come in here and walk through and tell you what needs to get repaired, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe that way is looking less nicer than they used to do in the beginning.
Buy the property, we will pay cash, so you can have the peace of mind knowing that it's finally sold, and not only sold, but sold to someone who can afford to buy it.
There you go. Once we agree to a price here, now you get two things, ma'am. You get certainty of your price, and you get certainty that we can actually close on this transaction if we can validate and verify everything you told us here. Once we get there, because again, we can do virtual closings, we can do virtual contracts or physical contracts. A virtual contract, you still got to go there and do the physical inspection. When I go and actually look at the house physically, to clients, again, I still got to, again, unfortunately, I'm not I wish I was an inspector, or I wish I was certified. All I do here, I just do, I take pictures, I take notes, and these pictures get sent to my construction company, my termite guy, and my this. So they're going to tell me, hey, you need to go back and look at this, or let me go in and let me look here, the professional, the licensed inspector, the licensed roofing guy, the licensed electrical guy, and then they can verify that there's no issue. And if there's an issue, then we come back to the table. Ma'am, unfortunately, based on what, there was a little bit concern here, and I told you when I always say, when you walk into the house, oh, what is that? If you see water stains, you don't tell them that it's bad. You make a point of them seeing, of them hearing you telling them, what is that? Oh, what is that? Oh no, it happened like 6 years ago. There's a little bit leak. Okay, you don't tell them it's a bad thing, but you made a point of them hearing you point it out. That's the way you can always get a reduction in price.
Because we don't have to rely on a bank to qualify your house, nor do we need to beg them for a loan and risk them changing their minds at the last minute. And believe me, there is nothing more frustrating than seeing a deal break down in escrow. And this is not going to happen to you, Lori. Isn't that really what you want?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we did with our other house, too. We sold it to a cash buyer.
Yeah.
So there you go. She knows why it's a good thing to sell a cash buyer, because they're going to give you the best price and they're not going to give you no hassles.
Okay, great. So you are a little bit familiar, and that's going to help me out tremendously. So you're looking to walk away with $20,000, is that correct?
Yes.
20,000
or more.
Okay. 20,000 or more. Okay. Would you go any less?
I don't think so, because we're going to have to pay some taxes on this. So I need to have money to pay that and still have some money.
Pay some taxes on it.
See, that was perfect. She's like, well, sounds here you wanted to walk away with for 20K. So if she owes 52, that she wants 82, right? And you know she gave you a higher price as far as the retail. So it's a really good deal. But she's like, oh, yeah, actually looking to walk away with 20 at least. Okay, perfect. And then she make a joke. The seller made a joke. Oh, you willing to walk away with less? And then she's like, oh no, the reason why I can't because of this. But you always ask.
On the property, okay.
And sorry, I gotta catch up. I gotta eat while we're doing this. But I'll put myself in mute.
Go ahead and write that down. 20,000. And you can't see yourself doing any better than 20,000?
No.
No. Okay. And just want to make sure, because
That's a great question. That's a great question. Okay, perfect. 20,000. And you don't see yourself doing a little bit better than that? You always want to ask them at least 3 times. Oh no, okay, perfect. And then come back for another question the same way.
Gotta ask one more time. Is that the lowest you will go?
Yes.
20,000. Well.
You see that? Well, again, those are the things that make, again, I always saw them as being dumb because, again, we're salesmen, right? Again, we see that the seller is gonna see right through that. But again, these sellers don't sell houses every single day. They probably sell a house 2 or 3 times in their lifetime. So they don't hear this thing every single day, but we do. So it kind of sounds like dumb, but do it and it works. Like, okay, oof. So you say you wanted 20 to walk away. Again, again, and it's playing with the seller's head. Like, man, is he gonna buy it for that? am I asking too much? I know I have a little wiggle room, but I don't want to tell them.
Lori, if I can get an approval for the purchase price of $20,000, are you ready to sell your house to us today? Correct?
So what would be the total cost you'd be giving me?
So remember, always, if I can get an approval, it's never yourself. It's never your contract. It's never your deal. You need to get an approval from a higher source, not being yourself. Always good, because then you're just the middle person. So that I would say, man, I'm sorry. I'm the one in the middle here. I'm like the middle child fighting between I'm the child but fighting between two parents. And I gotta tell you that again, the 20 doesn't work for us. Again, I know it's gonna hurt once you hear this, but again, we can only do 10. And I wish my boss would tell me that, but again, that's why he hires me. So again, that's why you always want to be the employee, because even though you know the price that works for you, you're blaming the boss for telling her, you know what, the 20 doesn't work, ma'am. We can do 10.
I would be paying out, we would be taking care of the loan, which is the $56,000, and then we would be paying you out $20,000. That'd be coming out to a $76,000 total.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
You could do that? All right, great. Lori, we do have all the information we need for now, and we'd like to move forward. And I'm going to go ahead and send you the purchase agreement, and I can send that to...
That's correct.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and write that up for you. I'll be getting it to you here shortly, and all I need you to do is go ahead, print it out, sign it, either email it back or fax it to us, and we can open escrow as quickly as that. When do you think I could expect it back by?
I always ask, okay, perfect. It's 12:34 here where I'm at. It's gonna take me like 30 minutes to prepare everything. Make sure to have the legal description of your house, the price, our conditions, everything that I told you over the phone. It's gonna be in the agreement. It'll probably get to you around 1. Now, once you review it and everything, how soon you think you can sign this agreement? They said, well, I need to read. Okay, perfect. You know what? It's 12:30. You probably get it about 1. Let's set up a call at 2 p.m. And what I tell my people, like, write down the questions that you have issues with as far as concerns or questions about. Write down the number of the contract, and then when we get on the phone at 2, we'll make sure that you get those questions answered, and you're at ease with the questions and the answers that I give you for your questions. Always, you want to make sure that you tell them we're gonna send it to you, and then when can I get it signed? If they don't give you a definite, then we'll get set up call.
Probably tomorrow.
Tomorrow afternoon?
Probably morning for you guys, since you're 3 hours behind.
Oh, right. Okay. That is no problem, Lori. Congratulations on selling your house, and I'll get that over to you as soon as possible, okay?
Okay.
So I just figured out that you weren't hearing me there. So basically, this is a full call. We've improved from there. We kept some things constant. We improved on other things that we had to improve on. But the main thing is make sure that you review your own self when you make these conversations, when you record these conversations, because that's the only way you can improve yourself is by recording yourself and see what you can improve on. Again, remember, her tonality was super cool when the seller asked, well, why do you want to know about that, about my mortgage rate or my rental rate? Again, oh, don't worry, I understand it's a little bit of an intrusive question, but Again, the reason why we ask is because we have different ways of buying the property as far as what we're going to do with it. And if I know that I can get this much in rent, then my boss might be able to give you more. But if you don't give me a price, then he's going to assume that the rent for that house is going to be the less. So he has to give you a price based on that price instead of on the limited information. Like I said, the highest information you can give me, you're going to get your highest offer. The lower information is my boss is going to assume it's the worst house in the neighborhood. It's going to have haunted. It's going to have foundation issue. Then he's going to give you his offer based on that. I don't think you want that. I don't think I want that, because again, I get paid commission on the purchases of this property. So again, I want to make sure that I get him the right information so that I can get a highest bonus when we buy your house, right? You want a highest price, right? Then I want the highest bonus as well. So yeah, the keys here is always record your calls and keep on reviewing your calls, and keep on improving on your calls. Keep some things constant, but improve on the ones that you see that you're lacking on. So yeah, again, that was a 40 minutes call. So let me tell you what as far as how our week went. We did 165 leads. We scraped 165 leads. From those were actually records, and we were able to text them out, call them out. Remember, I don't do too much calls. I don't do too much scraping. Again, I try to keep my budget low, but so I can keep my operating costs low. My profit margin is way higher, and of course that works for me. On this week, we had one foreclosure lead. Again, foreclosure leads, it's like a baby. We gotta rock them until you fall asleep. So you might not fall asleep at the first call, but we know for a fact there's an impending time date where they have to make a decision. So we had that one. We have 2 driving for dollar leads. Again, remember, I always drive for dollars. I always like to go through the neighborhoods. If I go see it, like yesterday, I'm gonna talk about the contracts. On Wednesday, I took a different route, and I took snaps of pictures of areas. Let me see. Let me show it to you, so you can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, you can get like a paid service, but again, I rather just do it for free. Google Maps. Where I'm at, I do a pin drop, and then I have my girl my VA what's it called? Add into a sheet, and then script place, and then add into a call sheet. And remember, I still don't have actually I spoke to my agent that does my calls, and he's still struggling some personal stuff, so he's still not doing calls. But I've been hopping on to doing calls. It's only 165 leads. I can pop those things myself. Even if I do 30 a day, that's in a week I can go through all of them. Again, this week, as far as contracts, we got one contract. It's a land deal. We're probably making around 10 or 12 on that one, maybe 15. I'm getting it for 20. So it's a land deal. And there's a low income, low credit deed, and it was from a long time. That's why I would say follow up is key. It was probably like a year and a half. We had talked to this lady, but a year and a half ago, that 20K didn't make sense. Now that 20K does make sense. So it kept on being added on a what's it called, on a loop, as far as follow up until now. She answered me, you know what? Let me call her. You know what 20K works, and then yeah, we offered 20K. I just printed the contract. She's not from the Valley, from where we're from, so we're gonna send her the contract. It's 20K. I'm gonna have. There's that area is getting. Sorry, I'm a little full. That area is getting gentrified. So those are real small lots. Usually, most houses have like at least like 100 front and then 100 deep, like a square. But that one's like 30 front, 30, 40 front, real small, because those were out there like that. So this guy, what he did, I already saw his LLC. I already know who he is. He did the footage, the square house, this house based on the square, he did it a stack, like a 2-story house. So it's a real thin house, but it's enough square footage to do 1,000 square feet. And he sold those for like 110. Like, God damn, it's a lot of money for that area. So I have 2 lots in the area. So now we send that contract. I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna probably offer it to him at probably 39. And if I can get 35, it makes sense on 15. If I get 32, it's still 10, 12,000. So that's a good follow-up. The other one was a bandit sign. Again, this is what the key is. This you gotta answer your calls and you gotta strike where the iron's hot. So he called me. It was like 11. I'll be there in an hour. He gave me again the conversation. Okay, Mr. How did you find my number? Oh, we did. Okay, did you Google us? Yes. Okay, perfect. Well, what's going on? How can I help you? We talk about the house, etc. And I asked, okay, perfect. You know what? Well, how much you want it for? He's like 160. Boom, perfect. That's a real deal. I can probably sell it for like probably 85. It's a 3.2 on 0.7 acres. In our area, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of land. Most properties are either a quarter of an acre or smaller. So perfect. You know what? I printed a contract. Let me go over. I got there around 12:30. I actually stood. I was talking to him for like 2 hours because again, they're kind of in the same area as my parents. Age-wise, the house is too big for them. They had a family of 6. They all moved out, but as their family grew, the house grew, and then the family left, and the house stayed big. So they're now there by themselves, and they're gonna buy a mobile home to live by their kids, etc., etc. So what's it called? I was just conversating, and they had chickens. I had told them that me and my dad, we just built a chicken coop a couple of weeks ago, and we already bought chickens because again, my dad he originally is from ranch. So again, he's older. Like, you know what? We were actually on Sunday. We were inside the chicken coop, just hanging out with the chickens inside the actual chicken. It's big enough for us to be inside. And it was like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. in the afternoon. It was fresh because we still got the shade and everything. I'm like, you know what? You should get a pig too. Because again, our tradition that we actually went away from once we came to the United States. Again, our culture kind of merged, and kind of some of the things were left behind. Some of them still have, like people drinking. But we always, again, growing up, the tradition is every December they kill the pig. They kill the pig for Christmas and New Year's Eve, and that tradition went away. Again, as far as I know, again, we don't kill pigs. We'll buy stuff like pork stuff, but the tradition of raising a pig for a full year, again, and now I was telling you, it was kind of, I don't want to see it when you guys kill it. I want to see it when it's already getting cut and everything. I don't want to you guys sell it when you guys kill it. But that tradition left us. Now we just buy the food instead of. But you know what? For my dad, I'll be sad if I can't see that tradition, not tradition, but that experience anymore. So that's why we got into chickens. Go mess with the chickens. We're gonna probably get like 30 chickens. I made the excuse that the shortage is gonna go crazy, that we need eggs. So I ain't convinced him. And my dad's pretty handy. He built it himself. I helped him out, but he's like, oh, let's put the post here, promote. Let's buy the sheets on top, the laminate of what's it called? The laminate roofing. Let's get the rivets and everything. Let's get the fence. Let's get the thing to push it and pull it and everything. Like we did it within 2 weeks. We got it done every weekend. But going back to what Sunday, I was 2 hours talking to them because it kind of made me it relate, not because I want to build more rapport, because they made me relate to them as they were my parents again. And yeah, we're talking about the chickens, etc., etc. So eventually we got the contract right towards the end. And it's always good when you want to get an ally. When you're conversating, someone in that conversation, if you're by yourself, then and the client is only you, right? But if there's a client that it was him and his wife, her wife became my ally to force him to sell it to me at the price that I needed to be at. So again, once everything, I probably sold that probably works. It's probably worth like 130, 119. I'll probably sell it to an investor for a rental at 85. I don't want to keep it there. It's too far away from me. And I don't like to put money out to be able to buy properties. So yeah, again, those 2 contracts, I'll probably make $35,000. Again, my cost of lead, the follow-up, just the follow-up. So let's say the outright reply is $50. And the drawing for dollars, the bandit signs, just bandit signs. Again, this year, I think our target was going to be a little bit more bandit signs. So it'll probably be like $1 or $2. I enjoy doing that. Again, at night. Again, I put an audiobook, I got my AirPods, and I just go out there. All right. I enjoy that. doing that part. And that's why I tell people, like, I don't feel like I want to retire from this. Again, I came from big business, and big business is corporate and suits and everything. I like to be in the what's called bootstrapping the business, right? And I know it has to come to a place where I have to retire, but I think the way I gotta retire is I'm gonna still try to acquire more properties and keep properties. So wholesale some, keep some, flip some, hotel some, but build my portfolio in the back end. Again, I feel strong enough that I can still do this for another 20 years. And again, remember, I try not to have too much overhead. I try not to make it too complex. Again, just do the same thing over and over and over, and it'll work. Again, our area is growing and growing and growing. There's not gonna be our people running out of business here in our area. And again, we try to do wholesale and other properties too as well in other areas. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, so that was the week. Again, those 2 contracts. I just met one today. The lady lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And yeah, again, it's just, here's my puppy. You want to be in the camera, Bato? You see him? Let me see. Yeah. Here, dude. Hey, good morning, you. So yeah, again, that was a week. What else? I'll probably close. I'm thinking of closing the other contract that I have out there. I have a big one coming up. It just matter getting the taxes. Again, dealing with the title companies. Some title companies they're just low. They're just low. But again, you gotta deal with them, because those are the people that have your business in their hands. Again, my point is to try to get a bigger title company that I can work with. But right now, for that one, I can't move it because it's already towards I'm at 99% of the work done to close on that deal, so it's not worth it moving in somewhere else. So just going through the punches and making sure that we get the deal, that we can close on it. But yeah, again, that was the week. Again, the leads. Again, you guys get the call that we were able to break it down. Again, simple. We got 165 records from the county. We were able to call them all. We got one foreclosure lead and 2 foreclosure leads as well. The driving for dollar leads. Again, those are, again, let me see if I have a picture. I don't have a picture. I always look at areas that are where the business is going, like until gentrified. Again, those areas are being gentrified, so I try to target those areas, and I target them. You guys know, I pulled from list source all those areas, right? And then I skip trace them, and now I'm gonna target them through calls, to text, through bandit tents in that area, stickers in that area, again, in other gasoline stations in the area when I know where they're gonna go to the ATM, where they're gonna go to the HEB in my area, or to the convenience store, or to the Walmart, or to the Whataburger. So I put them there in those, so they can see my number. And then of course, then the door hangers is also another thing that works. And you guys know how to do a door hangers. Just take a bite of this. So this guy wants to come over here. Come on. Rest. Sit. That's my puppy. He's melting my mouth. So yeah, again, it's simple when you keep it simple. Again, you can get complex, but then again, people that, no, don't get that, it's crazy. The more complex things get, the less you want to do them. It's like going to the gym. That's why people don't like to go to the gym, because they know they gotta sweat and they gotta change and they're gonna pick up weights and etc. That's the reason why most people don't like to work out. Sit down. Spicy, huh? You okay? Hold on, let me get this one. Dale. I'm supposed to get it. No? See, curiosity. Trying to get that, what's it called? It was spicy mayo, and he got dope. So yeah, that's why I try to keep it simple, because if I keep it simple enough, I will always want to do it. If it's complex, like, oh man, there's days like, oh, I don't want to do nothing, man. It's hard, especially if the business was complex. Like, you're not gonna do it, and that day is gonna come a week and become a month and become a year, and you're gonna go back to your 9 to 5. So I keep it as simple as possible. Again, I enjoy my time as much as possible, but I make it simple enough so that even if I don't want to do it, it's like, man, it's simple. It's just waking up, go upstairs and work. That's it. Again, scrape, skip, text, call, talk, meet, contract, then repeat. Skip, text, no, skip, research, skip, SMS, calls, meet, contracts, repeat. And you do the same thing over and over. It's so simple. You don't have to have everything. Again, you can make it complex, but again, I try to keep my life as simple as possible. Again, with everything that's going on with the world, again, I just keep it as simple as possible. I have enough money in my pockets, I can have fun. My family's okay, my puppies are okay. Yeah, I try not to again, I'm good with this size of my apple that I have. Again, and I can tell my parents, like, people trying to get too much, people try to get too much and not enjoy it. They work, and they don't enjoy it. And it looks good. It looks good for social media, and it looks good that you're always grinding, but you don't enjoy it. You don't want to be that 80-year-old rich man that never enjoyed their family. You know what I mean? You don't want to be to a place where you can enjoy going out and walk at 3 p.m. when everybody else is what's called working. Some people don't get to enjoy that. And so that's my point. Like, I want to have enough money so I can enjoy it. And if I stop, I stop because I want to. I don't have, again, my overhead's almost, like, as far as my personal overhead, it's close to zero. So I don't try not to have too many things overhead as far as in my personal life, because I want to have the liberty. Again, I thank God that I'm blessed of what I have every single day. Whatever, and some people might say that it's not enough, and some people might say that it's too much. I'm perfect with it. Whatever God has given me, I'm good with it. Again, I know I can get more, I know I can get less, but I'm good with what I have. And I come to realization that, yeah, I still have goals as far as things that I want, toys for myself that I want to get, but the toy will come where I can still enjoy the toy instead of having, again, right now I have a couple of cars in my garage that I haven't used in 6 months. And I was like, no, that's, again, going back, somebody else can enjoy that car. And somebody else, that'll be their dream car. And sometimes I'm limiting myself to just collecting things. And like, no, and again, you go through life, and as you get older, you come to realizations that you didn't come to realizations when you were younger. But yeah, that's where I've been going through, as far as, you know what, as long as I have enough money in my pocket, again, my family can go wherever I want when I want to, as far as, again, have whatever we want to, enjoy, not being, oh, I gotta be in the office. Sorry, babe, I can't do anything. I'm in the office. I gotta go to a meeting. I gotta go to an event. Nah, that's, for me, it's just, I'm young. I'm not enjoying it. If I was doing the same thing, I would be old, and I enjoy when I could enjoy. That's why I would see people. I don't know if you, just a quick last thing before I get off my soapbox and my trip. That's why you always see older people bungee jump. You see those videos of people, and you're like, oh yeah, go. You only live once, right? Because they couldn't do it when they were younger. Either they were too busy, because you're not too busy to save to go bungee jumping. You're not too busy to do things, but you focus your energy on accumulating things instead of on actually enjoying things. So yeah, that'll be my last thing. So yeah, if you guys know me, I keep it as simple as possible. That I can do it, even though I don't want to. I can do it because it's simple. I don't have all this multi-systems, etc. Keep it simple. Reduce my cost for my business. Reduce my cost for my personal living. Save as much as possible. Whatever it comes to through my pipeline, that's a good deal. Acquire it for myself. Keep it as a rental. Keep it as a wrap. and repeat. Again, enjoy your life. Again, you guys know I play soccer almost every during the week. I play probably soccer like 4 times a week, like at night, and enjoy that. Again, I enjoy my puppies. I enjoy going out and doing things with my family, etc. And just being stress free, just relaxing. 9 to 5 gave me that, but it took 9 to 5. That's why I made the change. I wanted the same, a little bit more personal freedom without the 9 to 5 and having to talk to somebody. Hey, boss, can I do this? Because that's where I was for 8 years. Well, 8 years plus 2. I was a 9 to 5 employee. I was really good, paid 9 to 5 employee, but I was still at the end of the day a 9 to 5 employee that I had to submit my hours at the beginning of the year. Oh, I want to have a vacation here, and then there's 8 people in the office. Well, let's all coordinate so we can have the right hours, so we don't have too many people out. But yeah, guys, that's it for today. Hope everybody have a good Friday. Hope that everybody has targets and goals for the weekend. Again, weekend is for driving for dollars. Weekend is for making calls. And enjoy your days and enjoy your life and enjoy your business. Again, your business, it needs your energy to survive, and let's do it. Let's use it and put it in there. Again, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Again, ShutUpMoney Group. That's one of the best things that has made me realize and made me comfortable enough to do this type of videos. Again, the guts. Again, because somebody out there needs to hear this. Keep it simple. You don't need millions of dollars to be good, to be happy in your life. You need a little money to enjoy your life and then be happy at your life instead of making money making you happy. All right, guys, stay safe, be well.